I think that's some familiar music that we've heard in the past. That's the theme for Sports Entertainment Extreme. And my guess is that Russo and company are just, there you go, that confirms it. They are headed to the ring, and I think you're going to get some answers.
My night tonight.
It is your night. It is your chance to pick as Vince Russo gets right in my face on this Night of Champions with NWA TNA. And there you see the roster for Sports Entertainment Extreme. And there's the boss, Vince Russo. So much at stake tonight, Don. When you think about the power that goes with those NWA Championship belts. And he's already got the X Division.
Hey, first of all, guys, look at this sign over here. Russo's a virgin. Hey, pal, you better have a little talk with your mother.
Oh, insulting the crowd is normal.
Also, Mike, today, you want to talk about numbers? Remember last week you threw numbers my way?
I remember.
TNA up 22% in pay-per-view buys thanks to Sports Entertainment Extreme.
Well, you think that's the reason, huh?
Give yourselves a hand, guys. You're doing one hell of a job. The #1 selling t-shirt in this dive, the Sports Entertainment Extreme t-shirt. But we're not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about today. Look at me today. This is my night. This is our night. This is the Night of Champions. And we're going to start tonight with the tag team titles. The Cowboy and the Underwear Model. Who would like to face them tonight?
He's talking about Chris Harris and James Storm, by the way, the NWA World Tag Team Champions.
You know, guys, I've been thinking about this, and I think the more suitable opponents would be Mr. Elix Skipper. Step up, Elix.
Well, I can't argue with that choice.
And how about Low Key as his partner?
Wow.
I'll tell you what, I'm actually looking forward to that match. Sure.
Now that's stepping up to the plate, Russo.
One down. Or should I say two, because we already have the X Division champion among the ranks, Mr. Sonny Siaki, with a beautiful desire. But Sonny, all is fair in war and love. Everybody thinks I was going to come out here and book you in a cakewalk, but I'm not. Today, I've got some respect for tradition. This man right now will defend the X title, and it will be a three-way dance.
A three-way dance?
Wow. I like the thought of that.
Now, one of Sonny's opponents will be any one of those two ham and eggers that you brought out here a couple of weeks ago, the future of NWA, okay?
I talked about him being the future. They're not ready for a match now.
They're not the present.
Not my pick.
And the third individual in the match, and if it is a three-way dance, we do need a lady. Would you not agree?
Oh.
Athena. I know you bring your knee pads every week. And tonight, you are going to need them because you will be in this ring, in the match, with the great Sonny Siaki.
You know, he's just mocking what the X Division has become.
I'm not fair.
That's what killed the Cruiserweight division in WCW.
I saved the best for last.
What a slap in the face to Jerry Lynn, AJ Styles, the guys that established the X Division.
Now, Jeff, I know you regret joining the group. The offer is no longer on the table. And you are the NWA champion for the last night tonight.
Who gets the title shot?
Because the match will be a 4-corner match for the NWA title.
What?
4 corners.
And how about this, Tanae? You want tradition? Gauntlet rules, Tanae. How about that?
Gauntlet rules?
Pinfalls, submission, over the top, they all count. Now in one corner we will have the Henderson Hillbilly, Jeff Jarrett. In another corner, shall we call him Mr. Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Oh, fallen angel.
PG James.
PG James? That's 2 on 1.
Who could be better? And in that 4th corner will be Don Harris.
That's 3 on 1. That's just a handicap match is what he's done.
So you're saying that
Now,
all
I've got a lot
4
to
can
do
be in the ring at the
tonight.
same time?
As a matter of
You said
fact,
gauntlet rules?
I have one very important phone call to make. But before I leave, I would like to hand it over to the Director of Acquisitions for Sports Entertainment Extreme, Mike Sanders. Give it up for Mike Sanders.
You know what, Don? I have to admit it grudgingly. Vince Russo is using our own NWA rules to his advantage. I think he's outsmarted us with this move.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the
Tradition.
gauntlet rules.
In a world's title match.
How the tides have changed. I promised you, as Director of Acquisitions, I would be scouting the hottest talent in professional wrestling.
How about those Titans, you
Well, I have acquired 2 of the hottest commodities in sports entertainment extreme. Next week, right here on this show, you will meet the new Director of Talent Development. And one word, I must say, this man is absolutely a gift. But tonight, since we're going to Australia, I have got the outlaw of the outback. I have got the god of the Gold Coast, the second wonder down yonder. He is the new Sports Entertainment Extreme Australian Heavyweight Champion.
The Australian
Why is he the
champion.
Australian Heavyweight Champion? Because Vince Russo said so. So without further ado, for his debut tonight, ladies, give it up for Ashley Hudson!
You know, no disrespect to our fans in Australia, but this is what Vince Russo is all about. Handing a championship belt, what did they call it? The Sports Entertainment Extreme Australian title? Handing a championship belt to someone who did not earn it in the ring.
That's right. He didn't say he was the world champion. He said he was the Sports Entertainment Extreme.
And there you see
Australian
Ashley
champion.
Hudson with the Australian flag as well as the boomerang in hand.
And his opponent from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing in at 212 pounds, Flying Elvis, Jorge Estrada.
There he is, the lone wolf, the last remaining member of the 3-man team. The trio of the Flying Elvises is Jorge Estrada to face Ashley Hudson, the Australian champion of Sports Entertainment Extreme.
I'll tell you what, Jorge Estrada showed us a lot of fire last week when he came flying in there to the defense of Percy Pringle. And he was just a whole different person. Seemed like he just had a whole different attitude, Mike. In fact, look, he's even got the old throwback. He just wants to be like he was when NWA TNA started, when they won the very first match here on this program.
Of course, Ashley Hudson, I remember him from WCW, his stint with World Championship Wrestling. He's from Perth, Australia. I remember the original story when he flew from Australia all the way to Los Angeles to become a professional wrestler. Trained in LA for a while, then flew to Nashville, Tennessee to make his mark in our sport. It's been something like 8 years as a professional that Ashley Hudson has been in the business. Been primarily a tag team competitor in many matches. He's wrestled all over the world, Puerto Rico, England as well.
And here on NWA TNA. He was a partner, of course, with Ron Harris.
He's even been half of a tag team called the New Bushwhackers with Luke Williams. Jorge Estrada
Here
in
it
a fly.
goes. Oh, man.
Slingshot over the top rope, crashing into Ashley Hudson out on the floor.
Tell you what, Estrada landed on his own head right there, but that's the risk to take. Looks like Jorge is really beefed up too, Mike. They say he's really been working out hard, wants to get back that old fire and that old aggression that he used to have.
Check this.
Oh,
From
man.
the outside in. Hooks the leg, goes for the cover. 2 count that time on Hudson by Estrada. Wow, what a shocker from Vince Russo. I mean, I have no problem with that tag team title match in the least. Felix Skipper
No.
low key. That
No.
should be a great match against
In
Harris
fact,
and Storm.
I thought Russo stepped up to the plate with that.
Yeah, but what a slap in the face of all these young men, just like the opening 6-man tag.
Well,
Then you just slapped all of them in the face right there after the great performance we just saw. All of these young men have worked so hard to establish the X division, and now he's going to put, I don't know if it's going to be Chris Vaughn or Rick Santel in the match. And let's face it, it's like I said a couple of weeks ago. They're the future of the sport.
Yeah.
They're not the present. They need to pay their dues before they get a title match like this. And then to throw the wild card like our ring attendant, Athena, into the match. You know,
Who's not a
I've
wrestler?
seen this from Vince
Yeah.
Russo through the years in WCW, and now I see it again here in NWA TNA.
If he wanted to grab a girl to throw into the ring, why not grab Trinity? You know?
Well, no, that would
Russo
be no
wouldn't do
advantage
that.
for him.
No,
there.
not at all.
That would make sense.
That's right.
Yeah, but then the topper of all, that Jeff Jarrett has to defend the NWA World title. I'm still trying to figure this out.
Man.
A gauntlet rules match, 3-on-1. It's a gauntlet handicap match for Jeff Jarrett.
All 4 will be in the ring at one time. Gauntlet rules, all 4 will be in the ring at one time. And from what I understand, you know, if you get thrown out of the ring, or one of the first 2 members thrown out, you're out of the match. Of course, a pin or submission, you're out at any time. And then when it gets down to 2, but, you know, it might be, you know, Jeff would be in 3-on-1. If he gets thrown out early, it'll just be a battle of Vince Russo's boys to see who's the heavyweight champion.
Of course, Vince Russo has that power this week as a result of what went down 1 week ago in that incredible 8-man tag team match where, shock of all shocks, the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff, returned. He laid out the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and that allowed Russo's team to not only get the win in that 8-man tag match, but to give him the power to make all these title bouts tonight, to name the opponents for the champions.
But you got to admit, though, again, Russo was sly. He let Dusty Rhodes call him out. Dusty called him out. Vince came out and then put the stipulation on, and Bob Armstrong gave it to him.
I said it earlier, Vince Russo has just outsmarted us. He's using our own rules here at NWA TNA to his advantage.
I'll tell you what, we've got Jorge Estrada right here, trying to make a comeback on Ashley Hudson, the SCX Australian champion, according to Mike Sanders.
Look at the leg by Estrada, and another 2 count from referee senior official Scott Armstrong.
Whoa! I'll tell you what, again, Jorge seems to have a little bit more
Little spring in his step, a little more fire.
Yeah, the fire in his belly.
I think we saw it really come last week when he came out as Percy Pringle was being attacked. What was it, 10-on-1, 12-on-1 by Russo's organization?
The only one that really came out to defend Percy Pringle. Eventually, Jeff Jarrett came out and ran everybody off, but not when they first attacked Percy, of course. I can understand that because Percy was trying to join Vince. Unbelievable.
Estrada fights off Hudson from the top. Perched up on the top rope. Estrada waits for just the right moment. He hit the crossbody. Hudson rolls through. Got him.
The winner of the match, Ashley Hudson.
Now Vince Russo and company, Mike Sanders referring to Ashley Hudson as the Sports Entertainment Extreme Australian champion. And I guess he retains that title here with the win over Jorge Estrada. Wait a minute. It's almost, what's Sanders up to here with Estrada? Is this a recruiting mission? You know, we just talked about last week.
Well, obviously Jorge's given him his answer.
I think Jorge just told the world that he is on the side of tradition, that he is on the side of the National Wrestling Alliance. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like a recruiting mission that time with Sanders and Estrada.
Estrada just stared him right in the eye and just rolled out without even giving him an acknowledgement, Mike. I think Jorge made his point pretty clear last week.
You know, one of the great surprises that we had 1 week ago on this broadcast was the return to national television spotlight of my former broadcast colleague, the living legend, Larry Zbyszko. That was quite a moment, wasn't it? 1 week ago, Larry Zbyszko and AJ Styles. That's one that we're going to want to relive as we see the NWA TNA girls dance here at the TNA Asylum. And what do you say we go to that tape from 1 week ago?